Previously on All My Children.
What does he have on you?
It's got nothing to do with him. Just forget about him.
You don't want to tell me who this Braden person is? I know someone who will.
I can't turn my back on Colby. Liza's gonna have to acknowledge that. And if she can't do it willingly, then I'm gonna have to make her do it.
Yes.
Bad case of indigestion?
Oh, no. I got an article placed for Cortland Electronics in the Wall Street Herald. This is the best advertising they could ever hope for. Please, join me.
Oh, I'd rather stand, thanks.
Are you sure? I hate to eat alone.
I'm surprised you can eat it all. You know, I would think betraying a friend would make your stomach turn. Why didn't you try the Caesar salad?
What are you getting at?
Why did you dismiss Dimitri's detective? Why would you kill Ryan's best chance to go free?
Hey, six-pack, get ready for your close-up.
What are you talking about?
Your 15 minutes of fame. There's TV cameras and reporters outside the station. Word's out about your confession. Now it's time to face the press.
No, I appreciate your concern, but you don't need to be concerned about a consumer backlash. You're not at risk, and neither are we. I understand. Thank you. Thanks for calling.
How's it going?
I should just reprogram the voicemail so it says if you're concerned about buying airtime from a rapist, push 1. Ever since Ryan confessed, the sponsors has been on the phone all morning.
It's true. Ryan copped a plea.
Yeah, it's true. Trevor issued a statement. Ryan took the deal.
That doesn't mean anything. There's all kinds of reasons people take deals,
Oh,
Liza.
Ted, you know what? I believed he was innocent, too. I mean, he was kind of a pain in the neck, but he grew on me. I got a bad vibe about the whole Kit Fisher or whatever her real name was because of what she did to you in California.
And old habits die hard.
So, what do you think? You think he did it? Why'd he confess?
I don't know, honey, but if it's okay with you, I'm gonna go down that jail and find out.
Take a tape recorder just in
No,
case?
I'm not gonna take a tape recorder. This is personal, not professional.
So, you can have boundaries, but I can't.
Well, it depends on the boundary. I know about mine. Where's yours? Down the middle of a baby?
Bad time?
Actually,
No.
yes.
Actually, no. I was just gonna leave. I will call you from the jail, of course, if there is any news.
Listen, ever since Ryan confessed, things have been a little out of control. So
That's all right. This won't take long.
really, Jake, I don't have the time.
It's about the baby.
What are you attempting to make?
Oh, hi, Adam. Booties for you-know-who.
Stuart?
Watch out, I've got a lethal weapon here. Have you come up with any more ideas for your wedding?
Oh, no, I'm afraid I'm here on a more serious matter. Jake Martin. I'm hoping you'll use your considerable influence on Stuart.
Uh-oh.
Stuart is the only person who can convince Jake Martin to stay out of your granddaughter's life for all our sakes.
Stuart won't do that.
Of course he will. He and Jake go way back. He'll listen. Jake will listen to him.
He's made himself perfectly clear on the subject. He doesn't want to get involved, Adam. And I respect that, and you'll have to respect that as well.
We're talking about your daughter's happiness here. And your granddaughter's. Little Colby Marion? Did Liza tell you that I was the one that suggested Marion as her middle name? If Stuart can get Jake to back off, then we can avoid this whole ordeal before it ever begins. Adam! Leave my wife alone!
Well, I don't know if it was a full moon or Mercury was in retrograde or something like that, but it certainly did get a little weird last night, didn't it? You know, I was going to call you to apologize for Adam's behavior last night, but expect a call from him sometime in the near future.
I don't want an apology from Adam.
No, Jake. He should have never come over and told you couldn't be the godparent. It was very insensitive of him.
Liza, listen.
No, I want you to be the godparent. I want you and Tad to be godparents. I mean, it's a huge responsibility. And it's not just some honorary title. I want you guys to roll up your sleeves and get involved. Okay?
I plan to be involved.
Good. Well, it's all settled.
No, it's not all settled.
Okay. Well, I don't really have time to talk about this right now. I have a huge stack of messages, and I'm going to be on the phone all morning.
Liza, I don't want to be the godfather. I don't want to be Uncle Jake. I want to be her father. And I want the name on the birth certificate to read Colby Marion Martin.
Stuart, don't be upset with Adam. He's very worried about Liza.
He's trying to get you to get me to do something I don't want to do. How can you say that before you've even heard me out?
He's right, darling. We should hear him out. I mean, maybe he knows something we don't. Do you, Adam? Has Jake done something?
Well, not yet. But I want to nip it in the bud before he does. Does what? To lay claim on Liza's daughter. Our daughter. It seems Jake has this sudden surge of paternal instinct. Well, it's only natural that he'd have some of those feelings, Adam. No, it's much worse than that. He doesn't think I'm a fit father. He wants to stop me, to block me from becoming Colby's legal parent. And you don't have any idea why he might feel that way? Liza trusts me. I think if it's good enough for her, it's good enough for him. Then have Liza talk to Jake. Because he'll listen to you, Stuart. He trusts you. Because I mind my own business. This is between Jake and Liza.
Not entirely, Stuart. I mean, I'm going to be this baby's grandmother, which makes you her grandfather. But you're going to be her uncle as well, so you see you're doubly related here.
If we're crying out loud, Stuart, it's not as if you're some disinterested third party. Marion's right. You're my brother. This is our family we're talking about. My marriage, my wife, my daughter. Adam, will you listen to yourself? You're talking like it's all about you. Maybe you haven't learned as much as we thought you had.
Good morning. You had breakfast?
Yes, thank you. Reading about Ryan Lavery?
Yeah. Tad called me this morning. He's on his way to the jail. He's probably speaking to Ryan right now.
I wish you'd have called me first. If you ask about reading the wrong way, Ryan's gonna back away.
I'm sure he can handle it. You want some coffee?
Yes, thank you.
It's decaf. Okay. I'm glad to see you and Tad making headway.
Oh, don't make much about nothing.
No, I know it's an awkward situation for both of you, but I think it's a really good thing that you're doing.
Oh, anything to make Opal happy. She's been hurt enough.
Oh, well, this is for Opal, huh? What's gonna happen if you and Tad find out that you actually like each other?
Yeah, well, I wouldn't worry about that happening.
But it could happen. You know, I mean, Opal and I didn't like each other at first. In fact, I couldn't stand her. And she couldn't stand me. But now we get along, and in fact, we love each other very much. It just took some time. We're family now. And she's gonna be my mother-in-law soon, and that makes you my brother-in-law. You're gonna be my family, too.
Dixie, you're a wonderful lady, just like Opal. It makes good sense that the two of you have come to some common ground and become a family. But my story's a little different. No disrespect, but my family's from Alabama, not Pine Valley.
scoop?
Depends. What do you got?
I've said everything I have to say, but I hear the press is on the job, so you might want to touch base with them.
Well, that's too bad. I was kind of hoping you'd give me the real story. Like why a really intelligent guy would commit legal suicide.
I'm sorry you missed your opportunity for an exclusive, Dad. Next time I'll call RCW first.
I'm not interested in exclusive. Fact is, even if you come to me first, told me you were going to crawl up on top of the Washington Monument naked and scream, "I did it," we wouldn't run with the story. Got a policy down at the station. Nothing but the truth. You ever heard it?
You're wasting your time, Ted.
Nope. You're wasting it. Why'd you do it?
I was drunk. She was drunk. She was teasing me. Our signals got crossed.
Why did you confess?
Because I'm guilty.
Okay. Okay. Tell you what, we'll call that one a rehearsal. Go for a take this time. So why don't you try the truth?
Jillian, you should really try the sweet rolls. They're wonderful. Come on.
I don't need your sweet rolls or your sweet talk. When I need his answers, like why you dismissed the private detective.
Well, the guy was an idiot. He was a complete waste of time and money.
So you dismissed him?
Yeah.
I didn't give you permission to do that. Dimitri didn't give you permission to do that.
Look, the both of you should thank me. The guy was a total incompetent. He could barely find his way to the table, let alone find some guy who got it on with Kit Fisher Montgomery in a parking lot.
I don't believe you. Dimitri's used this man before, and he would never stand for incompetence.
Okay.
And I met this man myself last night, and he seemed really smart.
You met him last night?
Yes, he's back on the case. As for Kit, you were so sure that you were gonna get her to drop the charges, to take everything back.
Yeah. Well, I did. She was primed and ready to go. You know, Ryan would have been a free man right now had he kept his mouth shut. He blew everything.
Oh, so this is all Ryan's fault?
Yes.
Look, who exactly are you, and what are you to Ryan, and why should I believe one word you say?
Good questions. I can't wait to hear the answers.
Jake, we did a lot of talking about this before we did anything. And most of it was about how important it was for me to have a baby and whether or not it was right for me to ask you to be the donor.
I know, I remember. We spent most of our time trying to justify our decision to Allie and...
Well, let's not go there.
Tad and my folks.
Look, we obviously thought we had it all figured out, and we didn't. We didn't discuss specifics, like the birth certificate.
I know. Well, I guess I just assumed that my name would be on the birth certificate.
You know what? I assumed it too. Mm-hmm. I assumed it, and there was no reason why I shouldn't have assumed it. But I'm not going to be alone anymore. Adam's going to be in my life. And frankly, you know what you're doing right now is not helping, and it's not fair.
Your plans changed. Mine did too. Not like I planned this.
This what?
All of this, Liza. I did not foresee feeling this way. And everybody told me I was going to feel this way, but I just didn't think it was going to happen to me. But it did. Maybe I'm being naive, but
You're just overreacting. I mean, you didn't know what your feelings were going to be when you saw the sonogram of the baby. So maybe you just need to slow down and take a couple of steps back and just try to process everything.
I've been processing. And I come to the same place every single time. I'm sorry, Liza, but I cannot let Adam raise this child.
Stuart, I've made some progress. This past year, you've seen me. I've been trying. You've seen me, haven't you?
He did come around about me, Stuart, and he did give us our wonderful wedding.
Well, then why don't you try just a little harder and let Jake and Liza handle this thing? Because I'm worried about Liza, that's why. Did you see her face last night? When the whole Martin clan confronted her at the Valley Inn, she was very upset. That's not good for her, and that's not good for the baby.
He's right. Liza doesn't need the stress.
Liza can handle upset as well as anybody I know. There wouldn't be any stress if Jake had just stuck to his end of the deal. His whole involvement in this was basically a business arrangement, nothing more. Jake was supposed to make his contribution and then keep his hands off. Having a baby isn't like a business deal, Adam. This one was. That was the understanding from the very beginning. Jake was to have nothing to do with this child. It was all going to be Liza's responsibility. All right, well then if she's chosen me to be the child's father, then that's her privilege, her prerogative, not Jake's. Adam, do you really believe that? I'll tell you what I feel. I love Colby so much. I'm carrying her picture around in my wallet. I'm a sonogram talking about. Every fiber of my being wants to be her father. I've been given a second chance to her. And I know that she can't take the place of the child Liza and I lost. But no, she can't. She's her own little self. Adam, I know you want to be a father to this baby and you feel that real down deep inside, but that doesn't mean that it's got to happen that way. Jake is having some of these same feelings. And he helped create her, not you. The hell he did.
You know, Ryan would have been out of this whole fix if he had just kept his cool a few hours longer. But he didn't. Now the deal's been done. You know, there's no way in hell that Jackson Montgomery's gonna reopen this case. Not even if your bumbling detective stumbles onto something.
Why not try Jackson and see? I'm sure he'd settle for the real rapist.
Well, you're wasting your money having that PI poke around for something he'll never find.
Dimitri's got more than enough money to waste, and Ryan's worth it. If we keep searching for the rest of our lives, he's worth it.
Look, it's over.
No, I will never believe that. You see, this whole thing is my fault. Ryan went to that bar because of me. We got caught in the ice shack because of me. And this whole confession thing, it feels like that's my fault too, like he's doing that and spending the time in jail to keep him away from me or me away from him.
Well, maybe that's it. Maybe you should just drop everything before he does something even more stupid.
Jillian, with all due respect, don't flatter yourself. You're a very beautiful girl, but no man's gonna do 10 years hard time just to stay away from you.
Mr. Cortland, did you catch the Wall Street Herald this morning?
Jillian, Haley,
No?
why are you dressed like that and why aren't you at the office? If you think I'm paying you to sit around and entertain, you got another thing coming.
Oh, we're not entertained.
No, not in the least bit.
Really? Is my assistant harassing you in any way? You have only to say the word. I'd be very happy to release him from my employ.
Mr. Cortland, that'll hardly be necessary. And you know you can't do that.
Oh, no? You better look at the contract. If you violate our morals clause in any way, you'll be out in the street faster than you can say restrictive covenant.
Why did you cave after all this time?
It doesn't matter.
It matters to me.
Why? Why does it matter to you? Haven't you heard the phrase, it's a done deal? It's over, Tad. Jackson Montgomery's happy, Kit Montgomery's happy, everybody's happy.
Yeah, life's a party.
And I got a hell of a lawyer. Trevor cut me a great deal. 10 years with good behavior, I'll be out in 3.
You have to be Thurgood Marshall with a client like you. Pulling the rug out from under his feet, the sudden compulsion to confess. After he went to the wall for you? After Haley went to jail for you?
My conscience kicked in. Okay, Tad, and yeah, you're right. Too many people were being affected, so I couldn't keep up the game. I had to pay up.
Pay for what?
That woman got hurt, Tad. She took it hard. And I couldn't live with myself the way things were, and they had DNA evidence.
You should have gone to trial. Every witness in that bar saw you pawing each other. Trevor could have argued consensual sex. It's a damn good chance you would have gotten acquittal. Or a hung jury.
Couldn't take that chance.
Why? Why not?
Not my style, Tad.
But Dayglow Orange is? You tell me you're so all fired up to spend the next 3 years of your life in the prison workshop pressing license plates?
Hey, the Army's not the only place you learn a new skill these days.
Doesn't wash, forget it, no. I asked you one-on-one, did you rape Kit Fisher? You looked me dead in the eye and said no. Guess what? I believed you.
And nothing gets past the great Tad Martin. You think you could just look at somebody and sniff out the truth? I was acting. Hey, maybe I found my new calling in life.
Tell me about Braden. What's he have to do with all this?
All My Children will be back in a moment here on ABC.
Why do you think Braden has anything to do with this?
You tell me. Who is he? What do you know about him?
Braden's none of your business.
Oh, but he is. You see, our friend Braden, without so much as a bayou or a leave, decided he'd take my sordid little history with Christine Montgomery and plaster it all over the front page of the papers.
He was just trying to help me.
Yeah, I got that part. What I'd like to know is why he'd go to those lengths. You know, air my dirty laundry, make my son, my family a target. What's it to him?
I'm sorry you were hurt.
Yeah, if you mean that, tell me who he is. You can start with his last name.
If he hasn't told you already, I guess he doesn't want you to know.
It's a matter of time, Ryan. Just a matter of time. I've made my phone calls. I got my people working on it. He may have buried himself under a maze of corporations and paperwork, but sooner or later it's going to come out. What I'd really like to know is why does a man go to all those extremes to hide his identity, huh? What makes him so desperate?
Dad, why don't you just give it up? Okay, what gives you the right to butt into my life or to butt into Braden's life for once and for all? Just let it go. It's over. All that's left is prison time, and I intend to do each and every minute of that myself.
Mr. Cortland, I realize the whole country's obsessed with sexual harassment these days. But last I heard, having breakfast with two beautiful ladies would hardly be termed as an immoral act.
I've got my eye on you, Braden. You may have gotten your foot in the door at Cortland Electronics, but remember, it's only a foot. If I see that you're up to no good, I'll cut you off at the knees.
Oh, yeah? And risk your profit margins?
I don't care for your attitude. I don't really care much about you. Cortland Electronics was making money long before you arrived on the scene, and it'll go on making money long after you leave. So until that happy day, I would suggest you watch your step. Ladies.
Wow. Talk about your hard-to-please bosses, huh? So, how'd you get your job with Palmer? Was it through your business school? Was it Wharton or Harvard?
I saved Palmer's ungrateful life.
Until you left your company to go to Cortland Electronics? Where did you work before there?
You saved Palmer Cortland's life.
Yeah.
Wow. You like playing the hero, don't you? And you were so sure you were going to save Ryan's life.
Yeah.
So why have you given up?
Do I have to say it again in Hungarian for you to understand? It's over.
Not if the real guy comes forward.
That'll never happen.
Come on, listen, you're not gonna be being disloyal to your other family if you just accept this one. I mean, Tad has two moms, Ruth Martin, who's a very wonderful woman, and Opal. I mean, love doesn't come in a small package. There's plenty to go around.
Yeah, well, I'm not the warm, fuzzy type.
Well, you're not the cold, prickly type either. And I think if you just gave yourself a chance, you'd see that you have another knuckleheaded brother to love. I'm not saying that it's gonna happen overnight. But you both are, it's gonna take some time, but you're starting from a really good place. And that's your love for Opal. I mean, Tad just loves his mother. That's why he was so hard on you. Because he's fiercely loyal and protective. That's just the way he is. Sometimes I know it's a pain, but if you're ever in a dangerous situation or you just need somebody, I bet you anything, if you look up, you're gonna see Tad Martin.
Well, I don't know if the day will ever come when I can say I love Tad. But I guess I can honestly say I know why he loves you.
Adam, what are you saying? That Jake didn't create this baby? No, what I'm saying is that I helped create a place for this baby, a family. I didn't want her born into a broken home with two fathers. How confusing that would be for her. Poor child, and particularly if you were fighting. Stuart, I thought I could count on you. And I thought you knew that you couldn't manipulate me into doing a bad thing. There's nothing bad about asking Jake to back off. It would be better for everyone concerned if he would just let this thing go.
I think he's right, Stuart. Liza and Adam and the baby deserve to be happy with no complications.
Thank you, Marion. But Jake is a necessary complication. If it weren't for Jake, there wouldn't be a baby. I think it's good. I think a baby can't have too much love. I feel very proud of Jake for feeling that way. Fine, he can have all the feeling he wants from a distance. But if he's overwhelmed with his feeling, let him send her a teddy bear for Christmas. You never were very good at sharing, Adam. You should work on that. Any more pearls of wisdom? Yes? The next time you want me to do something, I would like for you to come to me instead of sneaking behind my back and telling my wife. Because if you do that again, I'm going to be very, very mad. I think I've had all the life's little lessons I can stand for one day, excuse me. Upset with me?
Stuart, for the first time since we've been together, I just don't understand you at all.
Based on Adam's track record, sure, you're right. Jake, don't you trust me? I mean, don't you trust me? I would never let Adam be a harmful influence on her.
Adam is a handful, even for you. Forget about a little baby.
I'll protect her.
Not all the time. Come on, listen to what you're saying here.
Jake, Adam wants it to work this time. He's gonna be on his best behavior.
I know. I completely understand that you want a family of your own. I know that, but I think you're being blind to a few things here. You want this fantasy, this happily ever after thing that with Adam, it's that. It's just a fantasy. It's never going to be what you want it to be.
Oh, really? Well, maybe this is just your fantasy.
No.
Look, no, Jake, I am not some little princess who's running off trying to find my prince or my king. I am fully capable of taking care of myself and my child.
I know you are, but what if something happens to you? God forbid. Or your relationship. It happened before. You guys blew up.
Look, Jake, all we did was argue about money. Adam would never try to hurt me.
Why don't we talk to Dixie about that? She had a little stay at an institution because of Adam or Brooke.
Oh, no, you know what? I am not going to sit here and I'm not going to discuss his misdeeds or his prior marriages with you. I know him better than even Stuart, probably. I am marrying this man, Jake, and that's that.
That's fine. That's none of my business. But don't expect me to sacrifice my child for that cause.
Your child? Yes. She is my child.
She is your child. She's also my child biologically. I want to be the legal father. I've talked to Trevor. He says I have two options. One is simple. The other one is difficult. Which one do you want to hear first?
Revenge is sweet.
I am in deep mourning for my husband, and Vicky Carpenter killed him.
And Dorian will ruin anyone to get it.
You get me that information.
He's got a secret. He's got a plan. But she's hot on his trail.
I got something for you.
Ah.
Dorian's up to her old tricks. Escape to One Life to Live, ABC Daytime.
I'm sorry if I did something to upset you.
I'm not upset with you, Stuart. I just hate this whole damn situation. And I'm very worried about Liza. She's got herself in this terrible mess, and there's nothing I can do about it.
All the more reason to stay out of it. You're a wonderful mother, Marion. Liza knows she can depend on you if she needs you.
Thank you, Stuart. Do you know that you are the wisest and most honest man in pants? And in kilts, too, for that matter. I absolutely adore you.
I adore you, too.
Uh-oh. Do you realize this is the second day in a row we've had a tiff?
Oh, that wasn't really a tiff.
Oh, darling, please, can't it be a tiff?
You want it to be a tiff?
Oh, yes. Because, you know, once we have an argument, we have to kiss and make up. Don't we, my darling?
Oh, yeah. That was definitely a tiff.
Oh, good.
Joe, excuse me. I was looking for Jake. Have you seen him?
Is this about Liza's baby?
Well, that was an very unfortunate turn of events last night. And I've just been thinking about Jake. He's such a young man. He's still staking his claim on the world. He doesn't really need to be burdened with worrying about a child.
Oh, wonderfully thoughtful of you, Adam, to be so concerned about Jake.
Joe, I've changed a lot this past year because of Liza. I'll be a good parent to that baby.
This is for Liza and Jake to decide. He's with her now to get this thing settled.
Settling how?
Well, if there's an easy way, let's hear it.
All right. You sign an affidavit that says I'm the legal father. Trevor will register it with the court and put my name on the birth certificate. That way, if something happens to you, nobody can dispute the paternity.
Do you realize what you're asking of me? If anything happened to me, I would want Adam to be the father of this child. I want him to be her father. This is not your decision. This is not your child. Please, we are friends. Please don't go down this road.
I know we're friends, and I value that very much. But my concern has got to be with the child.
And what if I say no?
Then it gets nasty. I'll have to file a paternity suit, Liza. We'll let the blood work do all the talking. Court will decide who the father is and what his rights are.
This confession of yours makes no sense.
Why is this so hard for you to understand? I don't want help. I don't want your help. I don't want anybody else's help.
Does that include Braden's help?
This isn't about me, and this isn't about Braden. This is about you, the guy who's always right, except when he's wrong. I confessed because I'm guilty.
I don't believe you.
Because you don't want to believe me. Because you look at me and you see yourself years ago when Kid accused you of rape and made you the victim. Well, guess what, Dad? This time, she's the victim. And you've been had. Again. Life doesn't make sense. Maybe it never will. Get over it.
And Braden's part in this would be what?
He's just an old friend who got caught up in it like everybody else. Nothing else to it.
I guess that's it. Okay. You're right, kid. Congratulations. You got me. Good luck in prison, Ryan. And, good luck with the acting thing.
The woman was never raped. But since she's already convinced the cops, the DA, and probably the judge that she was, well, why would the guy from the parking lot ever step forward, huh?
What makes you so sure she wasn't raped?
Ryan told me that they never found any evidence that she was forced. There were no bruises, no signs of violence. It was consensual sex. It
Then
had
you
to
should
be.
come forward and say that.
But since Ryan has already confessed, there's no reason for this guy to ever step forward, right? You'll never find him. I mean, he's covered his tracks. He's long gone. He's disappeared. Do yourselves a favor. Just give it up.
Well, I'll have to think about it, won't I?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Jake, if I signed an agreement that stipulated that you were the biological father, you know, in case of an emergency or whatever, would you be satisfied and leave us alone?
I can't do that. It's more than just the name on the birth certificate. Liza, I want to be a real father to her.
Hey, Six-Pack, you want lunch or not?
No, I'm not hungry.
Suit yourself. It's a long time till dinner, though.
Yeah, all right, I'll have some. What's your name, anyway?
Call me Charlie. But don't be figuring on striking up no friendship. Your sentencing's scheduled for next week, and after that, you're on your way to Statesville.
Hey, what did you find out?
Did you talk to Ryan about Braden?
Yeah, I found out that Ryan is a fairly good actor, that Braden is nothing but an innocent long-lost friend, and that we are all just victims of some cruel Lavery hoax.
So he's sticking to his confession?
You buy it?
Not for a minute. Ryan's innocent, and Braden's in this thing up to his neck.
Well, ladies, I'd love to stay and chat, but I better get changed and get back to work before Mr. Cortland gets out of his meeting. I'll be in touch.
Great. He's right about one thing. Any man that would let another man sit in jail for rape, or even if the rape didn't exist, doesn't exactly have a noble streak. It's not likely that the real rapist is going to come forward.
Maybe you're right. I just don't understand why he's so ready to throw in the cloth.
Towel.
I mean, he fought so hard for Ryan. He knows Ryan didn't do it.
Jillian, what exactly do you know about Braden?
They go way back. I think they were friends, and I get the idea that they've been through some pretty hard times together.
Well, judging from what Ryan's told me about his childhood, there's been plenty of those. Oh my God. This may sound really crazy, but do you think Ryan is protecting Braden?
Stay tuned for scenes from the next All My Children. On the next All My Children.
What the hell are you doing in my room?
No, I'd like for us both to be men of honor here. What do you say?
You're wrong about me. Dead wrong.
You know why Ryan confessed?
No, but I think you do.
Who Shot Graham? Don't miss One Life to Live next.